Remember that clip from Diddy's 50th birthday party? Well, the truth about that night just came out. Word is, an audio recording was played in court, and the moment it started, Diddy broke down. And honestly, no surprise, because what came out was disturbing. I've got the details, and you won't believe who was heard in it with them. Let's get into it. Standing side by side for decades, building empires together, sharing stages, celebrations, and what the world thought was an unbreakable bond. JayZ and Sean Diddy Combs weren't just business partners, they were brothers in the truest sense of the word, or so we all believe. Celebrating with Diddy at his 50th birthday party. All smiles, all love, all fake brotherhood that would eventually crumble faster than a house of cards in a hurricane. But honey, that was before the world knew what was really happening behind those mansion doors. Before Cassie Ventura became the hero we didn't know we needed. And before Jay-Z's name would echo through a Manhattan federal courthouse in ways that would make even the most seasoned hip-hop heads gasp. Let's rewind to understand how we got here, because this story is about more than just two moguls. It's about power, manipulation, and how one brave woman brought down an empire built on secrets and shame. For years, Jay-Z and Diddy moved through the industry like they owned it, which, let's be real, they basically did. They collaborated on music, spotted together at industry events, looking like the ultimate power duo. Remember when having both of them at your party meant you'd officially made it? Those were simpler times, weren't they? But here's where the tea gets scalding hot, because while the world was watching this beautiful friendship unfold, behind closed doors, Diddy was allegedly orchestrating a criminal enterprise. Well, that's where things get complicated, messy, and downright explosive. The cracks in this seemingly perfect friendship started showing when Cassie Ventura filed her bombshell lawsuit. Now let me tell you something about Cassie. This woman is a survivor, a warrior, and quite frankly, the only reason we're having this conversation today. Because while everyone else was too scared, too bought, or too complicit to speak up, Cassie said, "Not today, Satan," and decided to burn down the whole damn system. Her lawsuit wasn't just any lawsuit. It was a 35-page nuclear bomb that detailed a decade of physical and sexual abuse, including savage beatings, and coerced participation in what Diddy. Before you ask what freak-offs are, imagine the most inappropriate adult parties you can think of, but orchestrated by someone with unlimited power and zero conscience. Yeah, it's that disturbing. The lawsuit described these events as drug-fueled, inappropriate gatherings with male escorts, often filmed for blackmail purposes. That's like if someone recorded your most embarrassing moments and then held them over your head forever, except infinitely worse and completely illegal. Now here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. $20 million in 24 hours. That's faster than it takes most people to decide what to watch on Netflix. You know what that tells me? That tells me Diddy knew exactly what skeletons were in his closet, and he was willing to pay whatever it took to keep that closet door sealed shut. But here's the thing about truth. It has this annoying habit of refusing to stay buried, no matter how much money you throw at it, each one more damning than the last. It's like pulling one thread and watching an entire sweater unravel, except this sweater was woven with decades of alleged abuse, manipulation, and criminal behavior. The floodgates didn't just open, they exploded. We had Jane Roe alleging a gang assault, inappropriate acts, and eventually, let that sink in for a moment. But where was Jay-Z during all of this chaos? Well, that's where our story takes a turn that nobody saw coming. Because while Diddy's world was imploding, Jay-Z was about to get pulled into the vortex in ways that would forever change their relationship. Enter the civil lawsuit that rocked both their worlds. A co-defendant, accusing both him and Diddy of inappropriate conduct. The lawsuit painted a picture so disturbing that it made headlines worldwide and had everyone asking the same question: how deep does this rabbit hole go? According to the allegations, the plaintiff claimed a limousine driver, claiming to work for Diddy, that both Diddy and Jay-Z took turns assaulting her while another unnamed female celebrity watched. Now Jay-Z's response was swift and fierce. He didn't just deny the allegations, he came out swinging, calling them idiotic and heinous, and accusing the accuser's attorney Tony Busby of orchestrating a blackmail attempt. His statement was basically a masterclass in legal defense, declaring he would not, arguing that such serious claims should be pursued criminally, not civilly. But here's where things get interesting, and by interesting I mean absolutely explosive. The accuser's story had several inconsistencies that emerged during investigation. She claimed to have spoken with a specific celebrity at the party, but that individual's representative confirmed he was on tour at the time. Her father told NBC News he couldn't recall driving 5 hours to retrieve her, contradicting her account, and when pressed by NBC, admitted to some mistakes in her recollection, but insisted the assault occurred. The plot twist that nobody saw come: the accuser voluntarily dismissed the lawsuit with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. No explanation was provided, but Roc Nation hailed the dismissal as a victory, labeling the claims frivolous, fictitious, and appalling. But here's the million-dollar question that everyone's asking. If Jay-Z was cleared in this lawsuit, why is his name still echoing through Diddy's federal trial? Why are people talking about audio involving Jay-Z being played in court? And most importantly, how did these two former friends end up on opposite sides of what might be the most explosive celebrity expected it to become the courtroom equivalent of a reality TV show? Except this wasn't entertainment. This was justice finally catching up with someone who thought he was untouchable untouchable. And honey, when I tell you the revelations that came out of that Manhattan courthouse, I need you to understand that what we witnessed was nothing short of a complete dismantling of a carefully constructed image that took decades to build. Let's start with the woman of the hour, Cassie Ventura. When she took that stand, she didn't just testify. She delivered a masterclass in courage that left everyone in that courtroom shook. The woman looked her abuser in the eye and detailed a decade of manipulation, control, and systematic abuse that would make anyone's blood boil. Particularly infuriating about this defense strategy, they're trying to paint a victim as complicit in her own abuse. Let me tell you something, consent cannot exist when there's a power imbalance so severe that one person can threaten to destroy your life if you don't comply.
Among these claims, one stands out. A woman alleged that after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards, a 13-year-old girl was drugged and sexually assaulted by both Diddy and Jay Z. The victim testified that Jay Z was fully present and fully participating. Jay Z immediately denied the allegations, calling them false and extortion-driven. Eventually, this particular case was dropped. But the question remains, if Jay Z was truly innocent, why does his name keep popping up in these disturbing federal filings connected to Diddy? Is he truly clean, or just good at hiding? This video dives deep into a scandal that has shaken the world of hip-hop to its core. Sean Combs, famously known as Diddy, and Jay Z, long considered an unbreakable powerhouse duo in the music industry, are now at the center of a storm of allegations that go far beyond music. This is not just the story of two music moguls. It's a story of power, control, manipulation, and shocking abuse that remained hidden for years. Let's take you back to a time when everything seemed perfect, Diddy's star-studded 50th birthday bash. Jay-Z stood beside him, smiling for photos like a loyal friend, as cameras flashed and the champagne flowed. But behind that glittering curtain of fame and luxury were dark secrets that are only now coming to light. At the heart of the scandal is Cassie Ventura, a woman who spent nearly a decade by Diddy's side and who finally dared to speak the truth. Cassie filed a lawsuit that wasn't just a legal case. It was a bombshell that exposed a decade of alleged physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. She revealed harrowing details about being forced to attend what were known as freak-off parties, disturbing gatherings involving drugs, alcohol, and multiple men, often under Diddy's command. Shockingly, the lawsuit was settled within just one day for a staggering $20 million. The speed and size of the settlement raised even more eyebrows, with many seeing it as a silent admission that there was much Diddy wanted to keep buried. But that settlement did not close the floodgates, it opened them. Cassie's brave step inspired over 70 other individuals to come forward with their own lawsuits against Diddy. The accusations included child abuse, blackmail, human trafficking, and illegal surveillance. The scale of these allegations is unprecedented, and the entertainment world has been forced to reckon with it. Among these claims, one stands out.